What is up, everyone, and welcome back to trial. Welcome back to court. This is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I'm your public appointed defendant, Isaiah, and we are picking up where we last left off from where I misclicked and thus caused us to lose a trial. It happens. It happens. So, anyway, I thought about it. I think I know what to do and where to go from here. That said, this is going to be a little bit shorter episode just due to the fact that I just want to finish the trial. I don't want to do this and then jump into the investigation after this. So today we're just going to finish the trial, keep it a little shorter, and then resume next week. So let's go. Now, as a refresher, we are about to present the floor plans. Because of her statement, I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, they had to use her cell instead. From the spot in lot B where she says she saw it, she couldn't have seen it. So, we have to find out where she saw it from. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction in your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Sounds like a threat. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed a crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't have possibly seen Miss Skye making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. How can she not? That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. Yeah, oh yeah. We got her on the ropes. We're good. We're chilling. It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. Wait, what? But the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed a crime from a different location. A different location? That's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? Alright, here we go. So what I initially did was I tried to move over and I clicked over here in lot B, which clearly was wrong. So, where could she have seen this crime take place if not in lot B? What makes sense? There's only one thing that makes sense. So, we know that she was bringing her boyfriend lunch, who works in the security room. Why she was bringing her boyfriend lunch at 5 o'clock in the evening, I don't know, but that leaves the only logical place to have seen the crime here. This is the only place where she could have been. Security guard room. Indeed, security room is in the underground parking lot, is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. So she would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, now being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I'm bringing your testimony. You said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Well, it had to happen one way. At some point, right? Order, order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective, you should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Skye?
Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was a defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She would never say without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? But I just laid out the fact she was... I just discredited her testimony, so why should I... What? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Okay, it's smart, scientific method, whatever. Miss Starr witnessed a crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Must make a vital difference, but what? What would change? What would change? Okay, so the angle of view to the crime. Yes, that does change. Distance of the crime. That also changes. Difference in lighting, that doesn't really matter here, I don't think. So your angle of view to the crime or the distance of the crime. The thing is, though, while the angle of view changes, it's really not relevant to this, because if she doesn't have a reason to lie about the angle of view just because it's the angle of view. So I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, but through process of deduction, 'cause I'm good like that, and you know, just process of elimination, it has to be distance of the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. Exactly, because she could be implicated. She doesn't want to put herself in a position to potentially be implicated by being in Lot A rather than Lot B. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans is quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take for her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunch has gone from low to inedible. Does not look good. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Okay, so... And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. So she went all the way back around to Lot B, where she then climbed the fence. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking lot in B block. It's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? So then how did Lana not get away? It takes 5 minutes. She can't get away in 5 minutes. The phone call she had with me only lasted a couple seconds, right? Stranger things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. The spork's a wonderful invention. Never change, Judge. Never change.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something.
I don't have any evidence to stop this. Well, we can't just not raise an objection. That's one thing I've learned in this game. You gotta raise objections.
5 minutes between witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make it pasta in the amount of time.
If you like it al dente. Breaking out the culinary lingo up on her.
I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie.
So? Why do I care?
5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I decided to flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea.
But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Skye dawdled the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act in that way. It's inconceivable.
Uh-oh. She knows that we're onto something again. Well, then, see, we come at the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on her account of professional history.
We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright.
Oh, it was too close. I'm afraid the Crawford Queen has been dethroned. With that, court is adjourned. Uh-oh. She's not done yet. She's not done yet.
Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right?
So when she tried to foist off on me, no one wants your squid wheels. Nobody wants it. Absolutely nobody. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have the decisive evidence.
What was that?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Probably.
My apologies. We have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Ooh, a triple-decker.
Come on, man. Didn't you just eat lunch at probably like 9 in the morning?
Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland's motto says, you won't be disappointed.
That's the most boring motto I have ever heard in my entire life, bar none. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. 0 out of 10. Alright, let's hear it.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
Why would her blood be on the shoe, though? Did she stab herself?
What? There was blood found on that shoe.
Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Okay, objection, here we go.
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of his evidence? Simple, as I've already said.
He's a prosecutor.
I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
Can you do that? And you had blood tests performed.
Didn't I mention I have 3 boyfriends and 4 cynics?
In 4 cynics alone? Oh my gosh, this lady is like super poly. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. It was sure celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the Forensics Department. And you can see it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, he's not happy. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth's looking pretty sullen. Could at least study some evidence law, really. She's right.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, appears the evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, seems you have it on the court against you, witness.
Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged.
Okay.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Okay, here we go.
What we got? Okay, we already heard that. Alright, we already heard all this stuff. Okay, so we gotta start pressing. That's how we do around here. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
It's when the suspect is admitting she did it. False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime.
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I want to make myself useful while waiting for the police to arrive.
So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. Edgeworth, classic insult. That is too good.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
Happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. Trust me, it's cool. In any case, you remove valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. That's got to be a crime, right? Now tell us what you did next. So you brought it to the forensics department. Or forensics. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. It's so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
If you are going to submit something as evidence in the court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert.
She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed, after all.
And that belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman.
As I said, there was 2 types of blood found on the shoe.
Dang it, I keep not pressing press. There we go. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test.
You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie.
Huh?
Well, speak up.
Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, A, B. 4. However, I do know something about blood tests. You can't tell from a blood test whether murder was committed in cold blood. Not such a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear.
It's pretty specific.
If I had a little more time, I could have gotten DNA test results, but they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skye's.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Can't this evidence go through without a fight? Right. Ew. Peppered. What? Was that raw chicken?
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some, like your client, she's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't have a problem with the shoe?
A problem? It's critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There's a problem. I'm not imagining things. I see there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You are still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you?
That's what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Okay, we gotta show the problem. What about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? Because there's blood on the bottom of the shoe, that means he would have had to step on it, right? I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be blood on the bottom. Your blood on the bottom of my shoe.
That's definitely a threat. That definitely is a threat. So I don't know how I don't hold her in contempt of court right now. I'm just saying. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? Maybe the fact there's no blood on the ground. I think that's got to be it. The problem lies in the footprint.
The footprint.
Note the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't that strange? Why aren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Let's go. We up in here. We good. As you can see, there was no traces of blood or any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. Well, witness.
What? Hi.
Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true the lack of footprints is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
I see. Now I get it.
Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There was one vital hint of the truth in her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked her on my hand aside and hit her an oil drum. She's beautiful but deadly, a predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rower. Ooh. Cringe.
I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness. Well, is the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Water. What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason?
To wash away the footprints. Aha, you don't mean.
Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstain that would become evidence against her.
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence.
That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she'd cut herself when she stabbed him?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
It's alright. Do something, please.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it.
But...
Enough. There's no need to further debate the verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star's on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, and we hold it. There it is.
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah, you are. But you're saying my sister had evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, just don't tell me you have something else.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
A photograph.
I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet.
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Guess I couldn't help after all.
Not your fault. They couldn't win this case in the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway.
I'm sorry, Mia.
Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
Oh, Mia. What do you have for me? It's the last piece of evidence.
Very well. Someone like to declare a verdict for good.
Hold it! Your Honor, wait. Wait.
Just wait a minute. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. No, it can't wait. We're in the trial right now. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah.
I'll think later.
Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
Suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with this evidence.
With the photograph, sorry. Okay. So let's think. The body is clearly there. Okay. So let me point out something first. The front half of the shoe is in the water. So would that not mean the blood should have been washed off of the shoe? There's also looks like a handkerchief in the exhaust pipe. I believe it has to be one of those two things. First, I'm going to go ahead and present the shoe, but I think that if that's not it, we can follow up with the exhaust pipe. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? Okay, that's clearly not it. Okay. Well, that wasn't it. So I guess you gotta go to the exhaust pipe, right? The problem in this photograph is here. So I was right, just in the wrong order. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor.
You just said muffler.
Have I seen no trace of a muffler or a scarf in any kind of this photograph? A muffler is also part of a car on a motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as a part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see.
What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the... Whoops, wrong voice. So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Oh, I disagree. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Miss Wright has on his mind.
Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case. Okay, so the obvious thing is to present this photograph, considering she's not wearing the muffler in this. So somehow it got in the car. Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that?
Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache.
No, I mean, what do you think about the...
I'm afraid the reason for the headaches is you, Mr. Wright.
That cloth was found in the car's muffler, right? Muffler. Where have I heard that word recently?
Okay.
Oh yeah, the cell phone. The cell phone.
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Oh, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony.
Right.
Muffler.
Could it be that the muffler you mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh yeah. Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we will do disservice to the law. Have the car of the crime scene inspected once more, and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so.
Whew. Woo! Alright, we made it. We made it for now. Court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry. Wait, only 30 minutes? Dang. It's a short little recess. Alright, y'all. We did it. We made it through the trial. Longer than I thought it was going to be honest. That was a long trial experience. So, I hope you all enjoyed the episode. So, I'm going on vacation here in a couple days. This will be up while I'm on my vacation. And then I will see you guys as soon as I get back. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you all soon. Peace.